1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Minor League Baseball is in full swing at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium as the Palm Beach Cardinals take the field on opening weekend, Thursday, April 2nd through Saturday, April 4th. Opening night features a Hawaiian shirt giveaway to the first 500 fans, and Saturday, April 4th, is the debut of the Palm Beach Frozen Iguanas, Minor League Baseball's coldest alternate identity, presented by Iggy Trap. To purchase tickets and find out more information, go to RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
Who says buying a car takes all day? At Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, we respect your time and make it simple. Shop online, value your trade, get pre-approved before you arrive. Then swing by, sign, and drive. Fast and easy. From the all-new redesigned 2027 Kia Telluride to the versatile Kia Sportage to the sporty Kia K4. Your next Kia is waiting. Transparent pricing, zero pressure, just a smarter way to buy. Upgrade this month without slowing down. Only at Greenway Kia West Palm Beach.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Sports fans, when it comes to your ride, don't settle for a one-and-done wash. With the Unlimited Auto Wash Club, you can keep your car clean all season long. Get your car washed as often as you want for one low monthly price, starting at $45. Dirt, pollen, bugs, and road grime, gone. Just pull in, get a full-service wash, and get back on the road looking sharp. Upgrade your car care with the Unlimited Auto Wash Club today. Call 561-WASH-ME-TOO or visit UnlimitedAutoWashClub.com.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Jeff Bowden, Executive Principal and leader of Anshin's Tax Department.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act creates powerful new planning opportunities for high net worth individuals and business owners. The new tax legislation permanently increases the estate and gift tax exemption to $15 million per person, restores full expensing for domestic R&D costs, updates the Opportunity Zone and qualified small business stock provisions, and includes other changes that will impact businesses and individuals. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we help clients understand the intricacies of the bill and develop a plan tailored to meet their goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner looking to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Hey, ref, time out, man. All right, team, we're only down by 5. We can still win this. Grab some water and get back out there. Whoa, not that water. You need Culligan water. With a free water test and advanced reverse osmosis purification system, Culligan helps reduce contaminants, delivering cleaner, safer, better tasting water. Enjoy 12 months interest-free. Schedule your free test today at Culligan.com, serving all of South Florida, residential or commercial.
Hey, Culligan man!
College basketball is heating up and the tournament is here. Don't let your home get caught off guard. Get game ready now with EDS Air Conditioning. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained specialist. It's hard to train. Right now, qualified customers can get 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the court, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsyes.com today.
Accident Attorney Studios. Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
It is a hump day, a Wednesday here. It is also opening day of the Major League Baseball season. Tonight on Netflix, Giants, Yankees. It also is, theoretically speaking, Colin Russo in on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. And in his typical Wednesday slot, the man who I am going to ask to do what is probably going to be a tough task for him today, because as the NBA announced what the expansion the next steps of this expansion draft potentially coming in 2028, I'm going to want him to pull up the Miami Heat's current roster and see who he would protect or make vulnerable in a hypothetical expansion draft right now. Evan Cohen is in the house, and if he's in the house, we got to hit the open, which is right. Hold on a second there, Evan. I know you want to talk here, and this is my issue.
Because 4 hours a day just isn't enough. The Don of ESPN West Palm checks in from the mothership to stir the pot, question everything, and deny the spray tan allegations again. From the Evan Cohen Memorial Studios, it's more Evan Cohen on ESPN 106.3.
El, happy Wednesday to you. Still figuring things out on this board. I got too many buttons, man. Too many buttons to push.
I'm impressed that you're doing it, Theo. Well done by you.
Well, thankfully, I don't know if it was Russo or Rizzo who's back there right now. Somebody saved the day and found the button for me, and we are off and running, man. How are you doing? Are you watching tonight, Major League Baseball opening night? Are you excited for tonight's Netflix game?
Yeah, I don't love it. I like it all in one fell swoop on opening day. I mean, opening day, I actually think baseball opening day is a literal term. It's not a figurative term. We look at it in football and it's like, oh, it's opening day. The first game, we're okay if it's a Thursday night football game. We're kind of used to that. Yankees, Giants tonight, for me, baseball more than any other sport should be a day extravaganza. Cincinnati has always been kind of the home of opening day forever. That's where it kind of always started. For me, growing up as a kid, I always was taken out of school by my grandfather, may he rest in peace. And I went to Shea Stadium with the Mets every single year. That was when it started. Everyone started at the same time, always during the day. So for me, I understand I'm old now, but will I watch it tonight? Yes, it'll be on. Am I as into it as I would be the chaos of a true opening day in baseball? No, I don't think it's as sexy and as juicy as it's going to be tomorrow.
Is this not them following the NFL model?
I'm not saying it's not smart by baseball, okay. Right? Netflix makes you the offer, hey, we want to own opening night. You got to go with it if you're baseball, right? And you're putting obviously major market teams on there. And, obviously the Yankees and the Dodgers are the two most relevant teams in the sport by a lot. And the Giants obviously are a major market team. So I don't blame baseball for that, but I don't think of tonight as opening day as much as I think of tomorrow as that.
Yeah, I got you on that. I can understand that. And it's hard to knock anybody for following the NFL model as they continue to just make more money and apparently make more games and weeks on their calendar as we see them trying to expand what they got going on. But again, Evan Cohen joining us here on Theoretically Speaking on the weekly Wednesday spot here. And I wanted to start things actually over in the NBA with our beloved Miami Heat. We're at the Cavaliers tonight. Feels like Miami's trending right back towards the play-in tournament, which has become synonymous with who we are over the past 3 or 4 years, despite what Bam says at the podium. But I don't want to talk about what the Heat have going right now. I want to talk somewhat about what's going to happen in the NBA at a grander scale. You got Seattle and Vegas, the new expansion teams announced is coming in 2028. We keep getting updates on what it's going to look like and how this is going to get pushed forward. So it's inevitable at this point. But what I keep thinking about, this is going to be the first time in my more cognitive fandom and around the NBA where an expansion draft is about to happen. And there's going to be a lot of teams that got to make some real decisions about players on their roster. We don't know the exact stipulations of this thing, but I believe last time they did it, it was you could protect 8 players and you have to leave 1 vulnerable.
Well, but that wouldn't add up to the entire roster. So that's only 9
Well, you're going to have some people not under contract in an offseason. You can only protect up to 8 players, and at least 1 player needs to be remain vulnerable. And I thought about it, though, Evan.
Yeah.
There's no team that puts in a tougher pinch more than the Miami Heat, who have 10 or 11 guys deep that they actually really, really like for their team. Now, you probably can part ways for some dudes, but
with some. Part ways with everyone at this point.
I mean, well, what do you? So you are you're the eternal optimistic Heat guy.
I understand, but here's the problem. So the Heat are at full strength now. So now it's a disaster. They got to full strength. They've lost 5 games in a row, and they have 2 games at the Cavs who are better than them. And we're talking about a hypothetical. Well, not the expansion draft is not hypothetical. The timing of it is when we don't know how many players, etc. If you look at it this way, and I think it's a great exercise by you, and it's one that I know I think they did. I think they did on the Hoop Collective like a 6 months to a year ago with Brian Windhorst, Tim Bontemps, and Tim McMahon, where they kind of played this out a little bit. If I'm not, I think they did something like this, and I think it's a great exercise to do with every sport at all time. Like, all right, if you can only protect 5 guys on your team or 5 gals WNBA team, whatever it is, like who would you protect? And if you think about it conceptually, right now, the Heat would protect Bam. Okay, that's their first protection. Their second protection. For them, the way I think they're thinking right now, it's one of 2 guys, or one of 3 guys. Pella, Kaz, or Jaime.
You don't think it'll be Khalil Ware?
Nope. No, I think he's gone this summer. I think they're going to trade him this summer.
Wow.
I think this summer is it. I think it's like they're going to just say we're going to go all. I'm not saying for Giannis. I don't want to see Khalil Ware gone.
Right.
If this ends up, if Spo's not going to use those 2 together, Bam and Khalil. See, this is, I don't want to get too nitty gritty.
I know it. Yeah.
But Khalil is a guy you protect because you want to keep him, either to keep him or to trade him. The guys that you would not protect, Jovic, you'd beg someone to take at this point. Tyler, you may even say somebody should take at this point because of the fact that he's got a big contract. Now I don't think they're going to extend him, but then he goes into next year on a 1-year deal. I think a lot of the guys that we're looking at here, I don't think they want long-term. I think the guys they want long-term, Bam, obviously, Paolo Larson, they love. Yashakonis, I think they're starting to love. And Jaime, they should love with what he's done. Year 1 and year 3, Jaime's been great. Year 2, obviously not as much. But they don't. This exercise proves, I don't know how many long-term keepers they have on this team, Theo.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to hear you say that because every time I bring my Heat pessimism your way, and I've done it over the past couple of years because the past couple of years have been absolutely demoralizing and we keep ending up in the same spot and out of the lottery, but in the play-in and then getting demolished in the postseason. You seem to be the guy that is unwilling to make large, massive changes to what this roster looks like. Now you're ready. You're finally bought in on this? Like, I still believe they would be better off in the lottery this year than finding a way into the 8 seed. But we both know what's going to happen.
They're going to find their way in the 8 seed. And then Cade will come back that day for the Pistons. They'll be like, you thought you had the opening, and then Cade comes back. No, you're right. This year's a lottery. They're better off in the lottery. You're 100%.
Yes. But here's the thing, though. So, all right, the Pittsburgh Steelers analogy that I keep using for the Miami Heat. I talked about it yesterday, and the biggest difference between the Steelers analogy and the Heat analogy is Spo and Tomlin, both regarded as top 5 guys in their sport. Spo, mostly regarded as the number 1 guy right now. Tomlin, most people, when he was actively coaching the Steelers, they would say he's right up there with the best of them. The difference is within the Heat fan base, I have not met one person that thinks the Miami Heat should move on from Spo. There was a large and growing contingency of Steelers fans who felt that way about Tomlin. But I don't think Tomlin was the problem. I do think the issue is both of those guys were raising their teams to a level at which they would not get bad enough to be in the lottery, but not enough talent to actually compete for a championship.
Mike Tomlin and Eric Spoelstra are too good to get you too bad in order to be too great.
Yes. So it is an issue. So I don't know
how the Miami Heat for that issue. I'm going to get them better players is what I'm going to get them at some point here.
And I think that I'm on board with you with that. The solution is not to get rid of the best guy at what he does in the sport. But I don't know what the solution is going to be because the Miami Heat don't ever feel like a team because of the culture, because of the mentality, don't ever feel like a team that is going to do the thing that is going to make them more competitive in the future. And that is be less competitive right now. Do what the Pacers do. The Pacers are going to end up with one of these top flight guys.
They're so good next year.
And And it's like we saw it coming when they traded for their first-round pick back last year in the middle of the NBA Finals.
You could say I don't know what to do, except for the fact that I told you exactly what to do, which was sell high on Norm and then maybe sell high on Wiggins. And they didn't do either of those two, right? And now you're going to have Norm heading into free agency as a sixth man. Are you going to extend him? You're going to have Wiggins decide whether or not he's going to opt into this deal or not. If he does, it's on an expiring contract. They're once again, the 8 millionth year in a row, it feels like, in no man's land. They are.
If you had to bank on one of the two organizations to either win a playoff series or win a playoff game next between the Miami Heat and the Miami Dolphins as things stand right now.
Oh, my God. Still the Heat. Come on.
You're saying that, but how? But how?
So, and by the way, I'm glad you brought them up.
Yeah.
For Tua to do that little presser yesterday with the Falcons and take a backhanded shot at Mike McDaniel and kind of bring up the coaching thing in there, and that it wasn't the relationship with players, it was the players and coaches. Tua, let's be fair. Mike McDaniel publicly supported Tua more than Bill Belichick did Tom Brady or Andy Reid has done of Patrick Mahomes. I will make this claim. I don't believe there has ever been a coach in the history of the National Football League to publicly support a quarterback more than Mike McDaniel did of Tua. And for Tua, in his little dopey introductory press conference or teleconference yesterday, whatever, Zoom call, for him to even allude to a shot at Mike McDaniel is just nasty. So it was Brian Flores' fault the first time, and then it was Mike McDaniel's fault the second time. Give me a break. You know what, Tua? Look in a mirror. My God.
I will say the only other coach that would have been able to contend with that is also no longer with that organization. I remember how John Harbaugh in his waning years with the Baltimore Ravens would talk about Lamar Jackson, saying that he should and will be the greatest player in the history of the National Football League. He was effusive in his praise of Lamar, and that didn't end up working out. So maybe
people think that John Harbaugh is not there because of the Lamar relationship. I can't say that. I don't know that to be true at all, but people hint at that.
Yeah, but maybe that's the wrong way to go then. Maybe these guys
But those two guys, okay, the Harbaugh-Lamar relationship, however that went, Boynton Beach's own, John Harbaugh is going to probably end up hovering around the I can't say Hall of Fame anymore because Belichick's not in, but hovering around the Hall of Fame. And Lamar could retire today. He's going to the Hall of Fame. The two MVPs get you to the Hall of Fame. That's just going to happen. So those are two Hall of Fame-ish guys, right? We're talking about Mike McDaniel, first-time coach, and Tua, who's one bad year away from being out of the league at this point, and Tua to even come close to alluding to, blaming Mike McDaniel. Oh, God. Give me a break.
I didn't even think that was the weirdest part of the Tua press conference, if you want to call it that. I thought it was strange that the Falcons introduced him via Zoom, which I have not just the Zoom, but it seemed like he was doing the Zoom from almost like his phone.
You're saying versus bringing him in?
Versus, maybe in front of a podium at your facility.
In a way, I do like that because then we don't have to question the Falcons. If you're bringing Tua in and you want to do this big, hey, we got him. We got this introductory press conference with him. Give me a break. I'm so down on him. I'm so down on him.
Well, you know what? It's going to be an interesting flow for the Falcons because they still got to figure out if Tua is the guy they're rolling with early. They still got to figure out how they work Penix back into it. I'm not sure how much of a quarterback competition that is, as much as they're waiting on both of those guys to move out, and they're going to probably find their guy for the future.
Well, and I'll give you one other thing with the quarterbacks. You see what Flacco said today? Joe Flacco getting up there with the Bengals press conference saying all these teams are dumb to not sign me. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying he's right. I'd just like to know which teams. Are there teams right now that you would say Joe Flacco is definitively better than their quarterback?
I did not see this, and I'm absolutely.
Because I think I'll make a prediction right now. I think Joe Flacco is going to be in the league for 5 or 6 more years and will become the oldest starting quarterback for a single game in the history of the sport. He ain't going anywhere for a while. He's found a because he's 41. Brady started a game at 45 years old. Flacco's kind of found this niche here where you put him in and he's he's fine. It's weird. He's had the weirdest evolution of a career with all this bouncing around. But could you see Flacco as a backup for the next 4 or 5 years? I could. But I want to know what team is he looking at right now and saying, are you kidding? You're going with that guy over me?
I wonder if he wanted that Dolphins job.
But you can understand why you'd rather have Malik Willis than Joe Flacco.
But I can understand if I'm Joe Flacco why I would call that organization dumb for not giving you a shot to be a starter there. Probably the Dolphins job, the Falcons job, and
Falcons Stefanski, I would think, because he played for him.
Yeah. And then maybe even the Cleveland Browns, who really don't have a quarterback. I think you got Deshaun Watson coming back, though. I keep forgetting about that. They might actually start. I mean, he's still going to start games next year. I'm seeing way more heat on Deshaun Watson likely being a starter next year.
Oh, I would bet for him to be the opening day starter.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy to me. I really thought, speaking of quarterbacks that we thought their careers was over with, I never thought that he would actually bounce back from that injury and all of that. But I guess when you're paying a guy $2 billion, they got to do something for you on the football field. Evan Cohen joining us from Unsportsmanlike 6 to 10 a.m. right here with Chris Canty and Michelle Smallman. And you're all ESPN radioed up on the stream here. Is this one of those things where you just got a new bag of gear where you didn't have anything on? You had to throw something on real quick for the show, or what's this about?
No, I keep a ton of ESPN radio gear like right beside me. So anytime I'm actually on video, I want to support the team.
I like it.
You're wearing your Boca Bowl shirt. You're supporting the team.
Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans shirt.
There you go. I got my beans hat upstairs.
Newly minted. What do you think of this idea? I don't think I've presented it to you yet, but we were talking about it earlier. This year, I am starting I'm giving it a 3-month trial, but I am going to be watching at least 2 Astros regular season baseball games per week, and I'm going to be tapped in on being big baseball guy. I got so enamored with the game, especially now that they're quicker, but on the World Baseball Classic final, when Team Venezuela did their thing, and the joy in their eyes and the elation as they warped the bases, and that really it was that Bryce Harper home run as well that got me tied to what's going on in baseball, and I want to give it a try here. Do you think this is something I'm going to last 3+ months in?
No.
I'm paying you. Here's the thing. If I'm putting my hard-earned money investing into being able to stream these out-of-market games. If you think I'm not going to,
is part of the ESPN app now, so go get it.
Exactly. I've already looked at the cost. I baked it into the budget.
Baseball is unique in 2026. So baseball has had a good little run here with the World Baseball Classic. There's no question about it. It's way more of a regional sport than a national sport relative to conversation. Palm Beach County, Treasure Coast is a good baseball market relative to Mets, Yankees, Phillies, Dodgers, Red Sox. Mets, Yankees, Phillies, Red Sox, really. If you're going to talk baseball in Palm Beach County, those are the Mets, Yankees, Phillies, Red Sox. I did it for 20 years. Dodgers, you can absolutely work in. Marlins, no. Honestly, Marlins, no. Rays, no. I'm just trying to think. NL Central, you cannot talk anyone. NL West, Dodgers.
I've been meeting White Sox fans randomly out here.
No. AL Central cannot do. We cannot talk about a team in the AL Central. AL West, no. AL East, NL East. AL East, NL East. You can do the 2 Easts. I did it for years. There's tons of passion around there. If you're going to do baseball in Palm Beach County, you're going to do AL East and you're going to do NL East.
That's my team. I'm a Houston Astros guy. It connects me to my city.
You can watch it all you want. I'm just saying from a show perspective, it's going to fall on deaf ears.
You're not going to rock with my Astros. We're right here in the backyard, man.
I understand. Well, okay, for spring training, yes. And I just don't know that they're as relevant in the market that you're in. And I understand that their spring training is there. I get that.
I'm more so doing it just to get back, because if I'm going to watch a team, it's going to be with the hometown teams. I'm going to watch my Astros. Like, if I'm going to lock in with a squad, it's got to be my guys. I don't plan on doing a lot of baseball content on air here. I'll leave that to the Russo and Rizzos. And I'll also I like what the Dodgers got going. I like to see dominance. Like, a 3-2 will be fun to watch.
The Dodgers critique drives me crazy. If you have a problem with the Dodgers, you're nuts, I think. The LA Dodgers play within the rules. The issue should be with the Marlins, who never spent and have never spent my entire career, the Rays, the Pirates, and go list the bottom teams. And then go think about Major League Baseball, who years ago, when Mark Cuban, a gazillionaire with tons of personality, tons of notoriety, willingness to spend on players, says, hey, I want to buy my hometown Pittsburgh Pirates. And baseball says, we don't want you. We don't want you. Baseball does not want the louder, cool, young, hipper owner to come in there and spend. So what you're going to end up having here is you're going to have some sort of work stoppage potentially. And I don't think that's the worst thing in the world, because the salary floor in baseball, not the salary cap, the salary floor in baseball being established may actually weed out some of the bad owners. They may say, well, wait a minute, we're spending $10 a year, and through revenue sharing, we're making 20 plus 10, or we're bringing in 20 plus 10. We're good to go. This is a business for us. I don't care if anybody shows up. But all of a sudden, if baseball said, no, you got to raise the floor, you can't spend that. Well, some of these owners may get out. And that's where baseball, Rob Manfred and company, and I think Manfred's a lot better than people give him credit for. People bring up the stupid thing about the medal with the trophy.
Yeah.
Go look at how many things he tried to institute that we're now doing that the players stood in the way, not Manfred. Manfred has wanted to speed up the game. Manfred has wanted some of the automated ball strikes. He's won a lot of this stuff, right? The players have been the one to kind of stand in the way. And so if you can raise the salary floor, maybe you weed out some of the owners who don't want to spend, and you should only be searching for people like Mark Walter and the crew that owns the Dodgers. The Dodgers are everything right with the sport. Think about basketball over the last 10, 15 years. When was the NBA at its peak? When the Warriors had Kevin Durant, when the Heat had the big three, when we had the super team and we have the villain. NBA has been dumb. They've shot themselves in the foot by putting in this ridiculous second apron, which prevents the super team. So we have nobody to love or to hate. Baseball, to their credit, now gives us a team in the Dodgers to love or to hate. Tim Kirkchin said it on ESPN 2 years ago. Dodgers win the World Series. Starting staff, little spotty. Still win the World Series. Last year, bullpen, Dodgers, little spotty. What do? They go get $20 million a year from Edwin Diaz and the Mets. This year, they get Kyle Tucker. Their staff's ridiculous. They put Diaz at the back end. They have the best roster they've had in this 5-6 year run. So now we're looking at a potential three-peat. But guess what? If the Giants knock them off in the playoffs, if the Brewers knock them off in the playoffs, if the Mets knock them off in the playoffs, it's so much more interesting because we care that much more because of the fact that we got a super team.
I will say that's what makes it a bit more intriguing, yes, but it also I can't imagine how much more apathetic it makes the fans of the teams who are absolutely not competing.
That's their fault, though. I mean,
not the fans' fault.
Wait a second. Theo, this is why it drives me nuts. The LA Dodgers are a baseball team and a business that fans support and advertising partners want to be a part of. And they take that money that they make, and you know what they do? They reinvest it into the players on the team to win more and more and more. And that's the team we have a problem with, the team that fans show up, that advertising partners want to be a part of, that they're buying the concessions, they're advertising with their broadcast rights, and then they're saying, cool, we made more money than we thought. Let's go get Kyle Tucker now. Okay, let's come up with a creative way of keeping Ohtani forever. Why would we hate on that team instead of the Marlins or the Rays or the Pirates or any of these teams that do nothing?
Well, I think it's because the fans are the ones that are hating because their team that they grew up for. Like, how did you gain your fandom in baseball?
Me?
Yeah.
My grandfather was a diehard Mets fan. Watch every single game. We would, for the first 30 some odd years of my life, every single day in the summer, we would communicate about the Mets. I'm talking 10 o'clock at night on a Tuesday in July. I'd be on the phone with my grandfather breaking down the Mets.
Right. And that's most people's story.
That's my grandfather on my mom's side. Ironically, my parents are still married, but my dad is a Yankee fan, interestingly enough. But I was a Mets fan my whole life, and he would take me to games. I have somewhere over there. My grandfather had an advertising agency his whole career. And in late 60s, early 70s, he was the advertising agency for the Mets. And the Mets won a World Series in 69 and we're in it in 73. And so he was at the World, like he was living this stuff. So it was Mets 24/7. He would take me out of school every year, opening day.
That's my thing, though. So, again, most people's connection with baseball, the ones that are super fans that do watch a lot of the regular season and through the playoffs, their connection with it ties deeper than just a love for the sport. So if you are a fan, like, again, there's a bunch of guys out here that grew up in South Florida that have that kind of connection with the Marlins, and you're probably feeling like the next 10 years, you can root, you can go to the games for cheap, you can have your fun around it, but you're never going to be in the conversation or competing, so you're left being apathetic. I don't know what the fix to that is with baseball, But as I start my journey in watching regular season baseball, maybe I'll come up with something and slide it on Manfred's desk. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but
I'm ready to rock.
okay, I get what you're saying. But then why are we directing hate towards the team that seemingly does it right? What would you like them to do?
Are people hating on them? The Dodgers?
Oh my God! Everybody's saying the Dodgers are what's wrong with baseball.
I didn't know people were that mad at them. I thought they were just. I thought they were mad at them the same way people hate the Chiefs. They hated the Patriots. They hate the dominant team that they can't get past.
Because there's no salary cap. The Patriots and the Chiefs are working under the same financial rules as every other team. They're looking at the Dodgers saying they don't operate under the same financial rules. And I would say is, well, they're making money because they're investing in the team's winning, and the advertising partners and the fans want to show up and go to the games and be a part of it.
They're doing it the right way. The Dodgers. The Dodgers way the right way.
They are.
Well, you know what? I am not part of that fan base. I am actually rooting for them to complete the three-peat because I do like to see eras of dominance in whatever sport I'm watching. So, So we'll see. We'll see, Evan. But I didn't know you got this charged up about this, man. You haven't been this passionate since you were arguing in favor of the Heat getting into the play-in last year this time.
Well, it was a different year.
Yeah.
Different year last year. And everything that went down. I'm not saying I don't want them in the playoffs. I think your point, because like last year was about proving Jimmy wrong. This year, I don't know what this year is about. Like, what is it about young player development? I can't really say that because Khalil doesn't play that much.
You know what it's about? 83.
Yeah, that's it.
Still got that to hang our hat on.
The peak of the season happened already.
Yeah.
It happened. 83.
Evan, here's to the Miami Heat. Hopefully, keeping us entertained, but making it into the lottery. And then also here's to my journey with 3 months of at least 3 months plus of Astros baseball. We'll see how far that takes us. But appreciate you pulling up on us. We'll catch you next week.
Thank you, Theo.
That's our guy, Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. He joins us on Wednesdays. Always tap in to see him get charged up. You never know what it's going to be about. This time around, it's about people's hate for the Dodgers. And I should have assumed or guessed that he'd be on the side pro-dynasty as a guy that rocks with the Patriots, as a guy that also was here in South Florida for the Big Three Heat and saw the benefits from that, but then also as a guy that just can respect winning. I forgot to ask him what he's going to do about his college football teams. On the other side of the coin, as Bill Belichick might be his guy, but on the other side, they got an opening there on the basketball squad. I wanted to pick his brain about that since he's a Mr. Tar Heel guy. On the other side here, we are going to get to the get around and continue things on a Wednesday here. It's opening night of Major League Baseball. It is also the day after we've crowned a TGL champion, and we are theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Experience the magic of the tournament in Augusta at the TrustBridge Tee-Off, an immersive watch party and high-tech golf experience at the SoFi TGL Center. On April 11th, step into the action and watch every drive and putt on massive broadcast screens while competing in interactive TGL challenges. For a limited time, buy one ticket and get one free. Enjoy theme dining, explore vendor row, and support the TrustBridge Hospice Foundation in providing compassionate care. Get the best seats outside Augusta. Visit trustbridge.com.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value, 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121, or visit tworld.com today.
Hey, it's Tina. Okay, let's be real. When you need tires or a battery, you want someone you can actually trust, right? That's why I go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been keeping South Florida moving for over 50 years, and they're still family owned. They've got all the big tire brands, plus batteries for pretty much everything. Their best price out the door guarantee means you know you're getting the best deal. So next time your car needs something, don't stress. Just go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com. Trust me, they've got you covered.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $899 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Minor League Baseball is in full swing at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium as the Palm Beach Cardinals take the field on opening weekend, Thursday, April 2nd through Saturday, April 4th. Opening night features a Hawaiian shirt giveaway to the first 500 fans, and Saturday, April 4th, is the debut of the Palm Beach Frozen Iguanas, Minor League Baseball's coldest alternate identity, presented by Iggy Trap. To purchase tickets and find out more information, go to RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Can't tell if this is angling by LeBron James and his camp to have a little leverage to make sure they get in on either Seattle or Las Vegas, or are they really going to try to get a competitor to the NBA going at some point? Could be either. Could be either. Either way, I'll be watching. I'll be in tune. It's your boy, Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on a Wednesday, and we are here fresh off of the Evan Cohen segment where he was riled up. He's riled up about people's hate for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Colin Russo's in on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. And Colin, do you share the general baseball fans' thoughts that the Dodgers are ruining the sport you love?
They're part of it. I mean, I can't sit here and say that the Dodgers, if you look at baseball and you say, boy, the Dodgers are great. They're not great. They take every big player from every small market team.
Sound like the Yankees.
And here's the problem. This is not a new problem in baseball. This has obviously happened with big market teams, but not to this level. The problem is not that the Dodgers are willing to spend money. It's that the way they're spending the money. Shohei Ohtani makes $70 million a year, 68 of which are deferred money 10 years down the line because he makes $100 million a year in endorsement money from Japanese endorsers, which, by the way, only go to Los Angeles because Los Angeles has a big Japanese population, number one. And number two, they have 3 major Japanese stars on the roster. So that adds a whole new element to what the Dodgers, then in terms of the money that they bring in, that's totally unfair comparatively to the rest of the league.
Is it unfair or is it smart business?
Fine. Yamamoto is not going to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and it doesn't matter what the Pirates offer him. It's because he's going to L.A. because there's a Japanese influence there and Japanese endorsers. They spend a ton of money with it. Is Evan right when he talks about the smaller market teams not spending enough money? Absolutely. But to say that one is a problem and the other isn't, I think is completely misinformed. Both are the problem. You're not getting a floor without a cap. For those who don't know, when the collective bargaining agreement comes up and the owners come out and say, well, we want a salary cap because we don't want the Dodgers spending this much money. Great. Well, the players are going to come out and rebut them with, we also want a floor. Because if I play for the Pittsburgh Pirates and I'm Paul Skeens, I want the Pittsburgh Pirates to be obligated to pay me $40 million a year to hit that salary cap number. It's going to be both.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. What's the best league in American sports?
NFL.
NFL. What does the NFL have?
All day, every day.
What does the NFL have in terms of salary allocation?
They have salary cap, yeah.
So if that works so well,
but you can't compare. I think it's hard to compare what Major League Baseball can become to what the NFL has. Nobody can be the NFL.
I'm not talking about in terms of cultural dominance.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in terms of league structure.
Yeah.
The structure of the league is about draft position, no lottery. It is about, I know it's different, 17 games versus 162, but in terms of salary allocation, it's short-term contracts. There's a lot of incentives dealt with it. So you have to have guys to play. I think the NBA can take a page out of that book. And then on top of that, the baseball, where you could sign these guys. There's one agent, Scott Boras, who owns most of the big stars, and he rinses these teams for major contracts. It's about leverage.
Drew Rosenhaus has a big hold on the NFL.
Fine. But, I mean, the thing is, there is a disparity, a growing disparity, because, yes, did the Yankees win, 4 and 5 years when back in the 90s? Fine. But the Yankees dominated in the 50s, they dominated in the 30s. The point being is, in order to keep everybody incentivized, having a villain is good, but the NFL has villains, right? The NBA still, even though with the second apron, has villains.
They don't really have villains right now.
People hate the Thunder. So
people just don't like their style of play. I guess they do hate them because they also won. If
the
they
NBA,
win this year, it's going to be an issue.
They have a plethora of issues, but people can't stand when the Celtics win, and they can't stand. They're not going to be able to stand when the Thunder and the Lakers win.
If the Thunder win again, they're going to become that villain for sure.
Right. It's not. There's not a lack of villains, like a super team.
Yeah.
But the Thunder are about to win 2 in a row. So, from my perspective, to put it grand scope, not to get too far into the weeds.
Yeah.
The thing about baseball is, if you don't think it needs a cap, then check Shohei Ohtani, what he is making this year from Los Angeles. The local media money is completely uneven. Dodgers make more money, local media. The Yankees make more money, local media. Teams like the Guardians and the Twins, they don't make any money because Bally Sports went belly up. That's 20 teams right there. And from that perspective, these are all venture capitalist firms that own these teams, right?
Endless.
There's hedge fund guys that run the Mets, run the Dodgers. They can afford it.
Yeah.
It's an impossible spot, and the best solution for the betterment of the game is to create a salary cap and a salary floor.
Cap the spending. It would make a lot of sense to at least improve the competitive balance, but at the end of the day, I am not going to be one of those guys that lines up and hates on the Dodgers, because I do appreciate seeing a little bit of greatness. Do you at least, before we get to the other side here, do you at least think, if you had to pick today, the Dodgers are winning the World Series? They're three-peating.
Here's the thing. They're better. They were 2 plays away from losing the World Series on 2 different occasions last year, right? Without Miguel Rojas, without Addison Barger not running back to second in Game 6 and in the World Series. Without all of that, the Dodgers lose this past year to a Toronto Blue Jay team that has spent a lot of money, but not nearly to the amount of the Dodgers. Baseball is the ultimate element of randomness game, and the Dodgers are starting to take away that element of randomness. Yes, they would be my betting favorite. I think it's going to be everybody versus the Dodgers from the start to finish of the year. If the Dodgers are healthy in the playoff time, they will win again. But 162 games, anybody can get hurt, and it's the most random sport of all the major sports.
Yeah, I am excited, I guess, to be paying closer attention to it this summer, as well as seeing how it pans out. But I understand the angst of the teams who have absolutely no shot. I can imagine that it's almost like if you were a fan of the Hornets. Speaking of, Colin.
Playing great.
Yeah.
They're the largest differential. How about this? You want to hear? Here's a stat about the Charlotte Hornets, who are 4 games over 500, won 4 in a row. First of all, they're one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference in the NBA since January 1st. Second of all, the largest disparity in only wins in terms of the amount of points you're winning by game in only your wins. Number 1 all time, Charlotte Hornets this year. Number 2,
number 1 all time this year.
The 71-72 Milwaukee Bucks with Oscar Robertson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. They're winning every game by an average. All their wins.
Every win that they have collectively.
By an average of 18 points.
Goodness gracious. That is such a random stat. They're not that good of a basketball team.
Their starting lineup of Diabate, Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball, Con Knippel, and Miles Bridges is the most efficient offensive lineup in the past 3 years in the NBA.
That is such a disgusting stat that I just learned about the Charlotte Hornets that I hope one day to forget. But I do know that there's some even greater stats around the Kaiser University athletics programs, because you talk about winning by wide margins, and those guys do it off.
Well, so you want to talk about winning and you want to talk about stats. Here's some stats for you. 29 national championships. It's most recently the men's swimming and diving team, which captured their 7th NAIA title, and the women's swimming and diving team went back to back, winning 5 straight national championships themselves. You want more? They got 72 regular season championships and 75 Sun Tournament championships. Kaiser has also won its 5th Sun Conference Commissioner's Cup, which goes to the most successful athletic department in the conference. Go get the latest. They're right down the street from here in West Palm Beach on the Championship Kaiser Seahawks Athletics program. That is KUSeahawks.com. KUSeahawks.com.
We're playing hardball. I got 5 baseball questions to get us into the next hour on the happy hour here on Theoretically Speaking. That is Colin Russo. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Are you one of those people that just can't focus at home? The dog barks, the kids are screaming, and you're thinking, how am I going to get all of this work done? Working from home can be distracting, but Intelligent Office is here to help you focus. They offer quiet and affordable private office and meeting spaces in Palm Beach Gardens to help you get your work done. Call 561-472-8400 or visit intelligentoffice.com to reserve an office today.
Minor League Baseball is in full swing at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium as the Palm Beach Cardinals take the field on opening weekend, Thursday, April 2nd through Saturday, April 4th. Opening night features a Hawaiian shirt giveaway to the first 500 fans, and Saturday, April 4th, is the debut of the Palm Beach Frozen Iguanas, Minor League Baseball's coldest alternate identity, presented by Iggy Trap. To purchase tickets and find out more information, go to RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $899 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, ref, time out, man. All right, team, we're only down by 5. We can still win this. Grab some water and get back out there. Whoa, not that water. You need Culligan water. With a free water test and advanced reverse osmosis purification system, Culligan helps reduce contaminants, delivering cleaner, safer, better tasting water. Enjoy 12 months interest-free. Schedule your free test today at Culligan.com, serving all of South Florida, residential or commercial.
Hey, Culligan man!
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Joseph Malloy, tax partner in Anshin's Construction Group.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act, also known as the OBBBA, will have a significant impact on tax planning strategies. The bill restores and makes permanent 100% bonus depreciation for all eligible purchases made after January 19, 2025. This tax incentive will influence investments in additional machinery and equipment upgrades, providing an immediate tax deduction and helping contractors increase cash flow. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we strategically guide construction companies through the new tax law to help them develop the right strategy and enhance profitability. If you're a construction executive or owner looking to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Hey, it's Tina. Okay, let's be real. When you need tires or a battery, you want someone you can actually trust, right? That's why I go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been keeping South Florida moving for over 50 years, and they're still family owned. They've got all the big tire brands, plus batteries for pretty much everything. Their best price out the door guarantee means you know you're getting the best deal. So next time your car needs something, don't stress. Just go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire, SLBT.com. Trust me, they've got you covered.
College basketball is heating up and the tournament is here. Don't let your home get caught off guard. Get game ready now with EDS Air Conditioning. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. Right now, qualified customers can get 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the court, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsyes.com today.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is your boy Theo Dorsey. We are theoretically speaking. It's March 25th, 2026. Opening night tonight of the Major League Baseball season. We've got the New York Yankees. We've got the San Francisco Giants. We are going to be on Netflix tonight, 8 o'clock, 8:05 first pitch. Maybe I will make it back in time to check some of that stuff out.
We are gearing closer, I think less than 30 days now, to the NFL draft kicking off. And also, and it's out in Pittsburgh, apparently they shut down all the schools out there so that the kids can be virtual and potentially go to the draft in person and do Zoom from their phones of class. So that'll be fun for them. And then also, of course, we have the NBA pushing forward its expansion. We've been talking all of that. Evan Cohen's conversation with us in the first hour. You can go back and watch where you find your podcast, theoretically speaking, or go back on YouTube at ESPN South Florida. And we're kicking things off here in the happy hour. Colin Russo on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos, and smooth sailing so far on our debut voyage together here on Theoretically Speaking, Colin.
Not bad. A couple big waves, but we've weathered the storm.
Yeah, we got through. That's the thing, is you're going to have those hiccups. It's about what you do when the adversity hits, and I think we were smooth sailing. I will say this too, man. Is it going to be Wednesdays going forward? I'm trying to figure out the schedule that we have for these things. Is it going to be like once a week with Colin?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We'll figure it out. I couldn't tell you.
We are piecemealing this thing together in the absence of.
I think it also depends on when you are going to be on remote, whether you're going to be on the road somewhere versus when Mike Rizzo and I are going to be on the road somewhere. So I think that all depends.
A lot of those things shift around. Like yesterday when you were at TGL, and we both got to see the LA Golf Club get crowned there, and the return of Tiger Woods. Are you like everybody else feeling now after seeing him there in person that he's going to give it a go for Augusta National?
He'll absolutely give it a go for the Masters.
Yeah.
No doubt. Did he look? I mean, I don't blame him, but he looked stiff as a rock, stiff as a board yesterday. That was just my opinion on it. I know he belted one his first drive of the day, but outside of that, I mean, the thing about Tiger is like, yes, I have the nostalgia around Tiger. It's not going to be pretty most of the time. He was okay yesterday. Putting was something he didn't have. That's what the guy said post game, and especially Justin Rose.
Yeah.
But it was good to see him. It adds a much needed juice. But the thing about me is it doesn't change my life that Tiger's going to be back. Whenever he does come back, if that makes sense.
I just think it was cool. So what I'll say about last night, it was because he looked more like Eldrick, less like Tiger last night.
You can make an argument. He was a net negative to the team. You can make an argument. You can make an argument. We know we love Tiger, but this is the championship, do or die, and they didn't make it 9 holes. I mean, is that just?
Yeah, I don't want to call it. It wasn't a selfish play, but he had to get back out there, right? Like that's an elimination game for his guys. He wanted to be a part of it.
Did he?
That's how he felt as a competitor. Here's when I knew it was over with, though, Colin. Before the match actually went underway at the SoFi Center. Like I would say 15 minutes or so before they started getting it going, he had the interview. I believe this one was with SVP.
Yes.
And they were talking on the field there on the grass, and Tiger himself admitted, and you can see it in his face, he meant it genuinely, I'm going to be a little rusty.
Oh, yeah, we can see that.
And I'm like, well, here's the thing though. That's not something I want to hear from you moments before you embark on an elimination match here in TGL.
I agree. Dude,
it was an honest moment.
It's like NBA Game 7 of the NBA Final, and LeBron comes back after not seeing him for the entire year. And when the current Los Angeles Lakers have a good small forward who have waiting in the wings, who's now coming off the bench, who's having a pretty good year, and they're having a pretty magical run without him.
Yeah.
And then he comes back in Game 7 and shoots 3 of 19. And I didn't say Tiger played that poorly, but, it's akin to that. And it's just because it's LeBron, we have to deal with it.
And I was about to say, again, and nobody in that arena or on that Jupiter Lynx team would complain for a second that Tiger came back because he brought a lot of juice to the match. The arena was vibing because of him. But I will say, again, when you admit that you're going to be rusty and then you go out there and you miss your first putt and you set that drive he had on the stinger hole, that was probably his best shot of the day. That kind of sent the crowd a roar. But outside of that, it was a very tough thing. They went up 2-0, and then LA ran the table from there and literally ended the match early. But it was fun seeing Tiger. And what I was going to say is that might be our last time seeing him in a big tournament, a championship round like that. That's on the final day.
Maybe that's a very good point. There's a chance that you don't necessarily see him like in the mix on a Sunday.
Yeah,
for the foreseeable future.
That was it, right? That might have been it. We might have witnessed there a little history there with Tiger Woods. But we'll see though if he gets up there for Augusta National Golf Club and for the Masters of 2026. Of course, the competitor in him is probably going to give it a go. We'll see how his body holds up there. Theoretically Speaking, it is the happy hour, and as always here on Theoretically Speaking, I like to jump on a little vehicle called the Get Around. This time, Major League Baseball themed. If you've been listening to the show, I'm giving it a go, watching some strolls throughout this season. Colin Russo, big baseball guy here. The way we're going to do the get around today is I am going to be the conductor of it. I'm going city to city around Major League Baseball, and I got some questions for you about what I should be tuned in for the 2026 season. Let's ride. So, of course, tonight we have on Netflix the Giants and the Yankees getting things cracking, a little primetime Wednesday night baseball opener for the good people. But that's not just the focal point of the entire season because there's only a couple of people locked in on that. Here's where I want to start things.
Next stop.
Seattle, Washington. Yeah, Pacific Northwest. Have you been, Colin? Been out there to Seattle?
I have not. I heard it's rainy, but it's a cool spot. It seems like a cool city. I mean, once they get a basketball team back in the mix, maybe that's the reason you go out there.
That's going to be a destination for sure when those Supersonics come back in 2028. But right now they got the Mariners. And my question to you, Colin, after watching the World Baseball Classic, will the internal conflicts with the Mariners, the big dumper, not rocking with his teammates, is that going to derail their season? They were in the mix last year, man. Are they going to be good?
Cal Raleigh doing that to Arozarena was a strange move when he did not give him a high five when he was catching behind the plate, trying to make a bigger deal out than it was. The Seattle, they could very well. I haven't checked the actual odds on any of the apps, but I believe Seattle's the odds-on favorite to win the AL. And they're going to have a good year because they can pitch. They got a lot of pitchers. They got a lot of – they've started to figure it out offensively. They made a run last year. They were a couple plays away from knocking off Toronto in Game 7. I like Seattle. I do not think Cal Raleigh's in line for another 60 home run season as a catcher, a switch hitting catcher, mind you. But if he could give you 30, 40 home runs consistently, 40 home runs consistently, and you could rely on the other pieces in your pitching, I think Seattle's going to be right back where they left off, back in the postseason.
Looking at the line here, you talked about the 60 home runs. The line right now, plus 260 for him to get to 60 again. You're saying you're out on that.
Oh, my gosh. No way. Plus 260 is not even great odds.
Yeah, I know.
What, is he going to record break again? He's not Judge. I mean, come on.
Maybe this is the new bar for the big dumper. He's just a fan favorite, though. He is a guy that people have gotten behind. No pun intended.
Next stop.
Where baseball is getting things going. I'm going to the Bay, San Francisco. You got the Golden Gate Bridge in the background. You got the legendary. Do they have a statue of Tim Lincecum out there? You think? No,
I don't
Buster
think
Posey?
they do. I'm a Lincecum guy though.
Yeah.
I'm a Tim Lincecum guy.
See, I'm going back to the days in which I was paying more attention to the great sport of baseball. That's what I think of when I think of the Giants, and of course Barry Bonds. But here's my question with the Giants. Why the heck is everybody making a big deal about my guy Tony Vitello managing the Giants this year? What gives?
Well, because people are down on the fact that he's making the jump collegiately to professionally, which is not as common comparatively to what you'll see, whether it be in the NBA if a college coach makes the jump, Billy Donovan, or really in the NFL when a college coach can make a jump back and forth, whatever it might be, the Pete Carrolls of the world. Harbaugh. But it's a little different because the college season is so much different. How you manage arms, how you manage players, the amount of games you play. It's weekend series, not 162. It's just a different ball game. But there's one thing about Vitello. I mean, the players love him. He's definitely respected around. He's been around. I don't necessarily – you got to wait and see because the Giants have been a team that have been flirting with mediocrity for quite some time. Go try something different. And they got Buster Posey running the whole show there, and I love Buster.
Where's this guy coming from, Vitello?
Tennessee,
SEC.
I believe. Yeah, Tennessee.
But
yeah.
Here's my thing, though. Like, and we've had this conversation
He's
a lot.
a college manager jumping to the pros.
Right, and it doesn't happen in Major League Baseball.
It's just a different game. It really is.
But here's the thing, though. Of the major sport, because we watched the podcaster have his first job as an NBA head coach, right? And it's going pretty decently when you look at J.J. Redick and the Los Angeles Lakers.
Podcaster is a side hustle. Can we get that out of the way? That is a side hustle.
That was his job.
He had a 15-year NBA career.
That was his job. Okay, so Vitello's been around baseball for a long time as well. But what I'm getting to in this is when we look at the major American sports and how much of an impact the coach has, I maintain that the one where the most impact is felt from an NFL head coach. I think that's a very vital.
It's the most valuable, and I'd make an argument it's the most valuable position in the sports.
Yeah, the argument is
more
coach
valuable than
or
the
quarterback.
It's more valuable than the quarterback.
Maybe
a great coach can supersede a great quarterback.
Ask Kevin O'Connell.
Ask Mike Tomlin.
Exactly. That's a vote in my favor. Yeah. He couldn't win without the great quarterback.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So what I'll say on the flip side is Major League Baseball not the one where the manager maybe means the least?
Manager means a whole lot because it's 162 games. And at the very least, if you're a playoff contending team, it's going to be the difference of a couple games at the end of the year. It's about injury prevention too, right? These guys are going 162. This is the biggest marathon of the professional sports, not even in consideration. And you have arms, you have young guys, you have to manage. I mean, a general manager wants to trade a couple pieces away for prospects. You got to make sure that their hitting's not screwed up, where you're going to put guys in the lineup. Do people get a little ticky-tack on the managers? Yes. But at the end of the day, how you deploy a baseball team is more important than who you get in there.
So NBA versus MLB.
In terms of importance?
Importance. Like this guy, you take this guy out of the picture. So like for the LA
NBA,
Dodgers.
the NBA views the coach as far more expendable
Very
than a
much
baseball team views a manager.
Okay. But is that right or wrong? Because the question is, how many different managers could have got the Dodgers to a back-to-back World Series with that roster and that rotation?
Listen, I think Dave Roberts is a great manager, and I could go to 6 moments just off the top of my head where he won them games off of his managing, and especially in that first World Series run with how he handled the bullpen, the Blake Trinans of the world. But the one thing you got to say is you're right. Like, you could probably put 10 managers in that Dodger team, and they're still going to win 100 games over the course of a season, whereas the Nuggets can get rid of Mike Malone, and when they're 25 games over 500 with 10 games to go, and they could do it and get away with it.
Right.
And, there's a number of different situations where that happens. The David Blatts of the world, when the Cavs got rid of him and they brought in Ty Lue, and all of a sudden they were the exact same team. I think the NBA head coach, you need to have the great player.
Yeah.
And there are certain coaches, there's probably 4 or 5 of them that are excellent coaches and they get the most out of their team. I think Kenny Atkinson's one of them. Spoelstra is obviously one of them.
Top of the list right there.
Right. So, but there are, going in to take over the Warriors, even when Steve Kerr was out for the count for a little bit, Mike Brown did a good job. Right?
He did a great job filling it. Yeah.
Sometimes you need to change a pace. Sometimes the Tom Thibodeaus of the world leave a big footprint on what they do, but I do think it's the most expendable of the bunch.
It's the most expendable. To me, it's likely the most expendable, and I'll put Major League Baseball right there near it. People criticize more often what Major League Baseball managers do versus NBA head coaches.
Here's the thing. If you watch it, I'm excited for you. Let's see if the Astros get into the playoffs, because you will see managerial decisions are what decide games.
Yeah.
It's not like NBA.
More stoppages.
LeBron is a bad game. LeBron is a bad game.
Yeah.
Right? If a manager comes out, if Tony Fratello comes out in a big game for the Giants in the wild card game, it's game 3, so win or go home, and he puts in the wrong reliever against the wrong 3 hitters, and he gives up 3 runs and the season's over, then all of a sudden it all pins on him, not as much the pitcher.
See, well, here's what I'll say about that too.
He's the chess master.
Outside looking in, aren't analytics driving a lot of those decisions? Aren't a lot of these things just like
on the guy.
Look at the sheet and press play?
There is a nuance to that, but I would agree with you that it has become analytics approach.
Yeah, so that's what makes it interesting. Whereas in the NBA, a lot of it is managing egos of your stars, managing rest at certain points, but then there's some strategy in there.
Anthony Edwards is going to need to play great. Chris Finch doing coaching well versus not is not. If Anthony Edwards stinks,
yeah.
There's nothing Finch can do.
Yeah. He can't get in there and call a certain play that's going to make him start making the jumpers or getting rid of the ball when they double team him. To get around, as we get around for Major League Baseball's opening night, I'm inquiring about some of the major players in the sport, and I want to go to New York City, New York, to the Bronx specifically. You've been to the new Yankee Stadium across the street from the old one?
Yeah, across the street from the old one.
You've been out there?
You love the new location of the Yankee Stadium, surely.
For those Yankees, can you give me an NBA comp for Aaron Judge? For those outside looking in, Aaron Judge has been criticized for his play in big moments, but he also is clearly thought of as one of the great hitters in baseball history. CCAT used to refer to him as his own superhero.
I could give you an NFL comparison.
Okay, talk to me.
He's got a little Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson to him. Now, Josh Allen's a better postseason player than Judge is in terms of performance, but in terms of there have been moments where look no further than Josh Allen's against Denver, where he single-handedly lost him the football game.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson, where, mostly it's a much more of a team-organized situation, but in terms of legacy, Judge is sort of like that, where there have been games where the Yankees pitching have lost them games, but you could go down the list. Maybe outside of last year's postseason where he played well, there have been a number of situations where Judge gets a high leverage situation, needs something here, and he doesn't do it. And Game 5 of the World Series last year when they played the Dodgers, when he had that dropped ball in the center part of the outfield, and right then and there, that's when the team started falling apart. He's desperate need, the Connor McDavid of baseball. He's in desperate need of a postseason moment. Basketball is interesting. James Harden's not fair. James Harden is far worse in the postseason than Judge is.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and he's not. And Judge is a better all-time player comparatively to Harden. Harden's still probably a top 40 player ever. But right there, I would say those two other ones in the NFL and the NHL.
Can you get Chris Paul? And that's why the reason why I did NFL is a lot easier. You can go Josh Allen. It's a really good comp.
Judge is
Can
a
he
better
get Chris Paul?
Judge is a better player than Chris Paul is comparatively. He's a better player than Chris Paul is. You know, you're talking about an all-time
Karl
great.
Malone?
That was he's better than Karl Malone was. Talking about a guy who could be one of the best, if not the best, right-handed hitter ever. You know, him and Pujols. And the thing about it is we are in the best prime since Bonds in the in 30 years of Major League Baseball right now with Judge in terms of how he is playing in the regular season. He has been otherworldly the last 4 years, and he hasn't had anything to show for it.
And he's doing it with the Yankees, so it doesn't feel like he has that excuse of
the jersey's not heavy for him in the regular season. It gets heavy for him, and that's what they say. The Yankee pinstripe jersey is a little heavier. It just doesn't. It's not as heavy in the regular season than it is in October for him, and he feels it.
One of these days, I'm going to find a good comp, a good NBA comp for this, and it's not this. It's hard to do. It's hard to do also because NBA players have so much more control over their destiny on the court. So you're one of five. You play both ways. You're always on the court. So if you lose in big moments, it's on you.
Joel Embiid, is that not unfair? Joel Embiid's far more injury prone.
That's the issue with him.
And also never been to a conference final.
Yeah, a lot of his are injury. You know who it would be? You know who it would be if not for the Warriors run? Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it's a good example.
If not for the Warriors run, if he never joined the Warriors, we could be 1-to-1 talking about him being like the KD of the world because he's going to go down as one of the top 10 talents of all time in the NBA.
Yeah, and Charles Barkley's not fair, but like guys like that, immensely talented regular season players that are better than the rest. He carries himself well. He's the captain of the team. He's the captain of the Yankees, which means something.
Yeah,
he's probably on the second or third Mount Rushmore of Yankee all-time greats, which is a high mountain to climb. And just the thing about him is he has, and look no further than the World Baseball Classic.
That was bad. And I witnessed that one firsthand.
Multiple situations where Judge had opportunities, and look at the Italy game, the last at bat of the game, or the second to last at bat of the game, where he had a man on, had a chance down 2 to tie the game, couldn't do it. End of the Venezuela game. I mean, 3 strikeouts in that final game. You could look at him for this because it's a recurring theme.
I'm going to give Yankees fans their credit though, and maybe it's because I don't know enough of them. As critical as everybody else is on Judge, they seem to support that guy and love that guy. They
all like him because he carries himself well. It's just the problem is
he's not carrying the team well.
And the thing is, baseball is a game where everything else needs to work.
Yeah.
Where one hitter can't change a game. Shohei Ohtani has had many terrible postseason games that have been overshadowed by the Dodgers being excellent.
Yeah.
And then he has those 1 or 2 games where he has 3 home runs and 6 strikeouts where he's unbelievable. So it's just Judge needs a couple of those.
You know what? And here's the thing, too. When he's playing for that organization, at the very least, he'll be in those conversations in the running for that because they should be making the postseason. Right back in it. Speaking of Shohei Ohtani, I'm trying to go to La La Land, man. Going to L.A. My pop stays out that way. So I might pull up on a game this year.
You absolutely should.
Yeah.
Now,
it's expensive ticket.
Expensive ticket, but it's a great ballpark to go to. I've been. The problem is Dodger Stadium is a very hard place to get to because you're driving in LA. I'm sure you've been to. Have you been to LA?
It's ugly. Yeah, it's ugly.
It's just ugly, and it's no fun. Now let's see if the Astros are playing at the Dodgers. They're not playing in Miami this year, by the way. They have Miami at home in mid-July, so you're not going to be able to see them locally. But I'm curious if they're going to be playing against the Dodgers
at LA
LA throughout the year because that'd be a great. They're playing the Dodgers at home May 4th. And that's a midweek series. So I doubt they're going to see them again. So probably not. You're probably getting unlucky there, but you should absolutely go see a Dodger game in Dodger Stadium.
Gotta catch Dodger Stadium. That's one to check off the bucket list. But here's the question. What's the point of the season anyways if the Dodgers just want to win it all again?
I think baseball is the ultimate randomness sport,
So
right?
you're just hoping for something random to happen to get in the way of this behemoth of a team.
One thing I'll say, you can hate on the Dodgers all you want. Was that not one of the great MLB games ever as Game 6 and Game 7 of the World Series last October? It was, or last November. It was one of the best 2-game stretches of postseason baseball that we have ever seen. One of the great series we've ever seen. And it involved the Dodgers. But
we were in Jacksonville for this. We were in Jacksonville
That's
for
right.
this. Yeah.
And why play? And you're thinking, why play the game? Why play the game? Well, at the very least, it's going to be everybody versus the Dodgers, and you're going to have somebody to root against throughout the entire postseason.
Yeah.
You got to hope if they're healthy, you're not beating them. Look at Milwaukee. Milwaukee walked into that winning 97 games in the regular season, and they couldn't hold a candle to what the Dodgers had to offer. You're just going to need to have a little bit of magic, a little bit of mojo, and a lot of luck because it's like when I said this the other day. Did you see what the Prairie View A&M coach said during a media timeout when he was going against the Florida Gators when they were in the middle of a 45-6 run?
Yes.
And he go, Coach, how are you going to stop this attack from Florida? He goes, we're going to need some help from the Lord. That's going to be everybody else versus the Dodgers.
I want to say something, too, about that. I'm glad you brought that up because I want to call him out. I forget his name. The head coach of PV men's basketball. He stole that move, man. He stole that move from my alma mater, fellow HBCU, the Hampton Pirates, because when Ed Buck Joyner was in the March Madness bracket, I want to say in 2015 or so.
I don't remember this one. Okay, what
This
did he
is
do?
random. Hampton head basketball coach, and I think it was the pregame press conference before they were going to face one of those Calipari Kentucky teams.
Oh, wow.
And they asked him, how do y'all plan on stopping this force? And he picked up his phone. He said, I'm about to call on the Lord. And it went absolutely viral, and I loved it.
If you're a player, how do you feel about that?
I don't know what you're supposed to.
As like a 15 seed or a 16 seed, what do you feel?
You know you ain't got no shot when you do this. You know you ain't got no shot in that.
I guess there's two ways to do it because if the coach came in, we're gonna beat them. Nobody's buying that. You gotta go in like you got absolutely nothing to lose.
The Syracuse women's basketball coach, who she was catching some heat for what she said after the game. I thought it was worse what she revealed in the post-game press conference about what she felt before the game. She said when she walked in there for shoot-around around 2:30 and she looked into the rafters, saw the Final Four banners and whatnot in the national championships, and then she looked into the eyes of her players, she knew the game was over before it even tipped off.
Right.
I thought that was crazier.
That's more of a testament to your coaching. And like, yeah. It's like UConn's UConn. I mean, but the fact is that your players are demoralized heading into the game. Oh, that's on you.
She was like, she does not want to be in Storrs, Connecticut ever again. And I don't blame her. But yes, that is, to me, I want to first off give my guy Ed Buck Joyner, the legendary Hampton men's basketball coach, some credit for being the first one to call on the Lord. But secondarily, yes, the Prairie View Panthers, which again, I grew up in Houston. I was just outside of Houston. I know all about PV Nation. They would have needed more than just a blessing from the Lord to be able to beat those Gators.
A 45-6 run.
Like at that point, it is a joke.
That's why I love the college basketball coaches. They're so candid in those mid-game interviews.
Yeah.
It's like Kevin Willard on Villanova. They asked him, Coach, how are you going to stop this Utah State attack? He's like, I'm going to fire all my staff. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Coach, we got another whole half to play.
I like it, though.
It's funny. These guys are funny.
Don't you think part of it, though, is their clip farming? A little bit of clip farming?
Maybe.
They know this is their one moment where everybody's paying attention. If I say something funny, quirky, noticeable here, it'll make some rounds. Just a little bit of clip
like
farming.
The head coach of Providence saying, if you're curious about my recruiting skills, look at my wife. Did you hear this?
I did not see that.
Brian Hodgson, who's the USF former coach, took the Providence job. And he's a former Alabama guy, loudmouth, a big personality type of coach. And he goes into his press conference, and the first thing he says is he goes to the Providence people in the press conference.
And was he asked about this, or did he just come out?
He said, I think it was part of the statement. I didn't see it in context, but he goes, if you're ever curious or questioning my recruiting abilities, just take a look at my wife. All right.
What are we doing? Fran Brown did a similar thing, comparing recruits.
It's not a new concept. People have said this before, but I
Guys, first of all, congrats on having a hot wife, if that's what you want us to say, sir.
You know what? Credit to you.
Secondly, I don't think the same way that you compel a recruit to come to your school should not be the same tools that you use to compel this woman to marry. I do not like the guys comparing the two, and I don't think it is translatable skills right there. But I'm happy for both Fran Brown and for who's the Providence guy?
Brian Hodgson.
Brian Hodgson. Congrats. Congrats on your nuptials. I will say to you, congrats if you find yourself at a Duffy Sports Grill. Now that we got baseball season teeing off, now that things are cracking as well in that sport, the WNBA is around the corner. They did not have a lockout. They got a new CBA. Of course, you got your tennis, you got your golf. You got what other major sports happening right now that people can peruse on the 80 or more television screens these days, Colin?
These days, you get the end of the NBA regular season.
NBA?
April 18th will be that first NBA Saturday, so stay tuned for that if you're going to go to a Duffy's. That's one of the best days of the year. That first Saturday when you got games from 12 to about midnight, that's like a full day of NBA basketball.
And you're just locked in, you're loaded. And if you're at a Duffy Sports Grill, you can enjoy a lot of the many different treats that they have for you, the 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. But then, of course, if you love that St. Patrick's Day, the Duffy Sports Grills all across the state here, well, they're going to continue the celebration for you with the Taste of Ireland celebration. Got a special menu all the way through April 6th. This thing carries forward, so you still got a lot of time to check it out. You got the shepherd's pie with rich Guinness gravy, Irish potato skins loaded with corned beef. Still got that mouth-watering Reuben burger, piled high with shaved corned beef and Swiss. And, of course, for dessert, top it all off with the shamrock pie with chocolate mint ice cream and Oreo cookie crust. Go to your local Duffy Sports Grill, get in on the action. And, of course, as the madness is going on throughout this month, you can check out some of the courtside menu options as well. It don't get no sweeter than catching the Sweet 16 while enjoying some Slam Dunk Tots, Double Smash Burgers, Angus beef patties on your Double Smash Burgers as well. It's a great time. Duffy'sMVP.com. Find your favorite location. And remember, at Duffy's, our game is always on. That's Kyle Russo. I'm Theo Dorsey. More theoretically speaking on the other side on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Whether it's a clutch touchdown pass, a game-winning dunk, or an impressive dash to the finish, we want to highlight the best performance of the week. The winning performance will receive $500 courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Catch the biggest moments and winners all season long on ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. Nominate them today by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $899 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
The Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube. Here's Theo Dorsey.
It's that time of the year, late March. We're finishing up pro days. Teams are starting their spring practices across the nation in college football. Energy is building around what we're going to be seeing on Saturdays in the fall, but then also there's a lot of people focused on, oh man, what are we going to get in that NFL draft? What are we going to get in that NFL draft? Well, also tonight for Major League Baseball, we are opening up play tonight. Yankees v. Giants. I think it is a peculiar choice to not have the Dodgers involved in this major showcase, but who am I? Who am I to judge what Major League Baseball has going on? It'll be on Netflix tonight, 8 o'clock. We'll be tapped in on that. And of course, anything to distract me from the Miami Heat's regular season as they have the Cavs on the road tonight, and everything out of their mouths is we are not a play-in team. But everything on the hardwood that I've seen over the past 3 years has been nothing but play-in after play-in after play-in. What's your baseball watching strategy for this year for the regular season? Let me know. Let us know here on the Baptist Health Hotline today, 888-760-3776. Always the way for you to be able to join in on the show. And remember, with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, they want to welcome you to being treated like a pro. Maybe you have a pro-type setup to check out your favorite team. Maybe you're just a national. You check the national games out. I'm curious as I start my Astros journey. You let me know, though, 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. That is the Baptist Health Orthopedic Care Baptist Health Hotline. Step into pro-level orthopedic care at Baptist Health. From weekend warriors to seasoned pros, our all-pro team delivers the advanced care you deserve. So get back to doing what you love most. Get back to doing what keeps you in the motion, keeps you active with the kiddos, or maybe on date nights you want to play a little bowling and whatnot. You got to make sure your soreness ain't ramped up. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care can get you back in the motion. So learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. We'll be taking those calls if you happen to join in on the show throughout the day here. Because if you didn't, if you missed it, your boy Theo going to be locked in on those Stros this year. 2 games per week. I'll schedule it out on Sunday. I'll know ahead of time what to bake into my watching calendar. And then also we're giving it a 3-month trial to see if I really can rock with this Major League Baseball regular season stuff. I'm enthralled. I am entranced with how people have committed themselves to a sport that has never really caught my attention too heavily. A lot of good people around me, though, that do enjoy it, including my guy Colin Russo, who's in right now on the other side of the glass on the 1s and 2s. Evan, big fan of it as well. C-Cat, always streaming those Yankees game mid-show and whatnot. So I'm curious as to how I can get involved in that as well. But I know one team right now that's not so excited about their situation, both viewing and what they expect to be playing, and that is the 2026 Atlanta Falcons. Colin, I know you came into when y'all started with Russo and Rizzo, it was the decision year for Tua and Mike McDaniel. Y'all kind of came in on the front wave of that, and the decision ended up getting rid of both of them to get better.
Got rid of both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think either were going to happen, to be honest with you.
Yeah. You didn't think either one of them was going to work out, or you didn't think either of them would get retained?
I wasn't high on either of them,
Yeah.
but I also, thinking in hindsight, I didn't think either of them were going to get removed from the Miami Dolphins. But I commend the fact that they're really committing to a full-on rebuild.
They broke free. Tua Tagovailoa, now an Atlanta Falcon after being released by the Dolphins, taking on a huge cap hit, but letting him out into free agency. And the Atlanta Falcons, who have Michael Penix Jr. recovering from injury and no really other options to turn from there because they let Kirk Cousins go, have Tua. They did his introductory press conference yesterday, and apparently the things he said, not at the podium but via Zoom because it was a little weird, struck a chord with Dolphins fans. That is Tua talking about his relationship with, and I guess the other guys in the locker room's relationship with Mike McDaniel going a little bit array, and not necessarily the locker room losing faith in one another during his journey with the Miami Dolphins, which feels like a veiled shot at McDaniel, but it also feels a little disingenuous when you think about the fact, like Evan Cohen said earlier, that was the one guy that championed him. That was the one guy that picked him up when he was down. That was the one guy who believed in him when everybody else around the organization, including their former head coach, wanted him out. And if you're Tua, I know you are going out, not on a limb right here, but you are fighting for your football life this season with the Atlanta Falcons. So you're probably trying to tell everything in your head is trying to give reason as to why it's not me. It was them. It's not me. It was the situation. But he has to be able to look in that mirror a little bit more and say, hey, I'm the one that threw the 15 interceptions. I'm the one that made it uncomfortable. I'm the one that underperformed. And he said he did have to get better. I wonder how much of a leash he gets in Atlanta this first season.
And there's something about a change of scenery that can prove, obviously, if we look around the league, very beneficial. Daniel Jones of the world, obviously Sam Darnold being a Super Bowl champion, Geno Smith. Sometimes you just need a change of scenery. Maybe that's what Tua needed. I think this is not the last stop of his career, if I were to call it like I see it. I don't know if this will be a long-term destination for him, but it's about resetting. It's about showing a little bit of life and playing with a little bit of guts. That's what we got to see from Tua.
I think it's now or never with Tua this year, because if it doesn't work in Atlanta, in a dome,
then we're looking at like a perennial backup.
Yeah. If it doesn't work in Atlanta in a dome, but here's the issue. I don't even think we're looking at a perennial backup, because which team is going to look at him as the kind of guy that can run your offense behind your quarterback in a pinch? He's left-handed. He's not very athletic. He's small framed, and he doesn't have a big arm. He's such a unique quarterback that the fact that his whole like power, superpower was all around like the timing throws, the anticipation, and running an offense like a field general. Once teams started adapting to that in big moments, he had no counter for it because everything else in his game seems to lack a little bit. So I am curious. Again, he's got the weapons in Atlanta. He's got the environment that he needs. He's even got Stefanski. Isn't Stefanski like a play call, offensive genius, as people say?
And I think it probably adds to the fact that Tua and Penix in play style, they're both lefties, so the right tackle is the left tackle in other teams.
Yeah.
The same offense is going to be running via the left side of the field. I think that part of it was strategic, that they have two similar quarterbacks in terms of lefty, pocket passer, trying to throw with anticipation across the middle of the field. I think that adds to it, that they don't necessarily have to upend the offense like they did with Kirk Cousins whenever he subs in. But it's a lot. You're right. It's a last ditch effort to compile a career.
It's like, you got to do it. You got to do it. So everything that comes out of his mouth and everything that happens for him through camp and into the fall, I need to see him taking ownership, and I need to see him actually making some waves there with the Atlanta Falcons. Because if not, I do think this is the last rodeo for Tua Tagovailoa. I want to go to the Baptist Health Hotline. We have our guy Billy in Port St. Lucie, and Billy is going to give us his baseball watching plans for this year as I gear up for an Astros regular season. Billy, who's your go-to team?
So my team is the Red Sox.
Okay. Sorry, I know as of late it hasn't been great, but you've had some fun in your past years. And how do you plan on doing the Red Sox watching? Because I know when you're doing out of market team, even though the Red Sox are a national brand, you got to really go, seek this stuff out.
Yeah. So the last couple of years, I mean, almost even the last 10 years, I've had MLB TV, watch about every game as I can. Last year they did like the recap of how many games you watched and all this stuff, and I was 135.
Ooh.
So I'm hoping to up that number a little bit if possible.
What's the mark we looking at this year? You trying to get the 150? You're a sicko, man. You trying to get the 150?
Yeah, but what also doesn't count, the couple games I went to, plus the national TV games, ESPN, Fox, that kind of thing. So I was probably at the 150. I mean, if I could, I might catch, I might do a 162 this year. I don't know.
You know what? I'm rooting for you, Billy. I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't doing 162 of the Astros. I'd be lucky if I get to 80. I'm doing my 3-month trial, 2 games a week. But power to you. That is great. And I will say, if you're like Billy and you're able to actually get all 162 in one season, I think the organization itself should like hold a day for them or something like that. You should get like free tickets or an experience at opening day the next year. Like they got to reward fans like Billy.
I completely agree. Good for Billy.
Yeah,
and 162 will be quite a feat because it is hard to do that, especially if you're a sports fan. You want to watch other things. You got to keep in mind that, hey, the Red Sox game's on the same night as NBA Finals games, as NBA Conference Finals games, as, the Final Four. Those are the same days. So
building your life around.
As a sports fan, it gets a lot of, remember the World Cup is this summer. You're going to have some, I guess you're going to have, you got decisions to make. Yeah, I mean, unless you have 5 screens, that's what you're going to have to do.
Well, here's the thing though, Colin, you're a sports junkie if I ever known anybody. You said we have had events here at ESPN West Palm where you're supposed to be actively engaged in some of the emceeing portions, like last year's Top 63 basketball, and you are watching sports. How many? What's the most baseball games you've watched in one season if you had to estimate?
So I'm an athletics fan, so I'm in a similar situation to you.
Yeah.
I don't remember what my recap was. I would say full. I'm not as much as the Billies of the world. If I had to ballpark, I would say I'd like to catch in some capacity a little under half of the games, around half.
That's all.
Because listen, I watch the NBA postseason. I'm there every night with most of the games, West Coast and East Coast. And then the World Cup's going to start, Stanley Cup postseason. It's going to get difficult. There's no doubt. I'll have it on, and it's nice to have it on. But when there's 2 games on, the second round of the NBA postseason going on at the same time, you got to make decisions. So it's just, I'm not following the beat of the Athletics, but I will try to watch as much as I can.
Yeah,
but again, I'm a seasonal sports watcher like everybody else. College basketball time's now, right? So I'll watch the A's this weekend, but again, Sweet 16 is going to be the thing I'm looking forward to the most.
Right, and that's the thing that matters the most at this time of the year, and that is the weird part. I mean, baseball gets a bulk of the summer there, so you do get a lot of time to spend time with your team, but again, once football starts kicking off again as well, it gets a little tough. We're going to go to break here. We got one more to go on the other side for you here on Theoretically Speaking. That's Colin Russo. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
This March, it's time to lead with love. Join Mental Health America of the Palm Beaches on Saturday, March 28th at Dreher Park in West Palm Beach for the Lead with Love 5K and March for Mental Wellness. Run with purpose or take a mindful walk featuring meditation, a drum circle, NeuroArts experiences, and more. All designed to strengthen your body, calm your mind, and open your heart. Every step, every breath, every beat helps build a community rooted in compassion and care for mental wellness.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Joseph Malloy, tax partner in Anshin's Construction Group.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act, also known as the OBBBA, will have a significant impact on tax planning strategies. The bill restores and makes permanent 100% bonus depreciation for all eligible purchases made after January 19, 2025. This tax incentive will influence investments in additional machinery and equipment upgrades, providing an immediate tax deduction and helping contractors increase cash flow. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we strategically guide construction companies through the new tax law to help them develop the right strategy and enhance profitability. If you're a construction executive or owner looking to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it. as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Minor League Baseball is in full swing at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium as the Palm Beach Cardinals take the field on opening weekend, Thursday, April 2nd through Saturday, April 4th. Opening night features a Hawaiian shirt giveaway to the first 500 fans, and Saturday, April 4th, is the debut of the Palm Beach Frozen Iguanas, Minor League Baseball's coldest alternate identity, presented by Iggy Trap. To purchase tickets and find out more information, go to RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
It's the Dodgers and everybody else in Major League Baseball these days as they look to be the first team to three-peat since the Yankees did it in 2000. And the question is, not only is that going to be inevitable, the question is, as we have opening night between the Yankees and the Giants and then opening day tomorrow in Major League Baseball, how does this thing continue to unfold as fans either get geared up and excited for, or they start to feel a little apathetic about the Major League Baseball season? We've been taking your calls throughout the show on how you're going to intake this season. I'm going Strohs 2 days a week for the first 3 months, and we'll see where we go. We see that my guy Billy in Port St. Lucie is trying to go all 162 with the Red Sox. Chris,
Not easy.
That's a really tough task. Chris is in Tequesta. Chris joins us on the Baptist Health Hotline. Chris, who's your squad and how are you consuming this regular season?
Theo, Colin, how you doing, fellas?
Good, man. Grooving on a Wednesday.
Good. Yeah, good. First thing I want to ask Colin, did you take my advice last night and wrap a sweatshirt around your waist?
I had a T-shirt that I tucked into my pants like I was a bar back at a bar, if that makes sense. And it was over. It was actually pretty savvy solution on my part.
Yeah, we're like a blood or a crit, right?
Not quite.
Nobody confused them for one of those. What you got? Who's your team and how you watching, Chris?
The Phillies, man. You know that. Philadelphia Phillies.
But how many are you getting in? How do you watch? Is it second screening it on your phone? Or you?
Almost 162. I got the MLB package for the last 8-9 years, and that game is on in the background no matter what. Like you were talking about earlier in the show, I'm either cooking dinner with it on the background, reading the book, taking care of the kids, but that game is on every single night all summer long.
It's nice casual watch. Appreciate your call, Chris, and Chris is an excellent chef, so I assume that the meals are cooked up well, especially when the Phillies are winning. Colin, Russo, and Rizzo is next right here on ESPN West Palm. Thanks again for your call, Chris. And for the good people out there that are ready for opening day, enjoy opening night tonight. Go in love. Go in peace. Go in joy.